welcome to this week's XGR.
In the morning.
I'm Anastasia, Geeky Girl, and again, I'm joined with Chris the Mole.
Hello, darlings.
Okay. And Victor Hammer, the stay-at-home dad gamer.
Hello.
And we are going to start off, as always, with a bit of news.
XGR news.
Yes, who wants to go first? I'll go first and nobody wants to. So, the first one, I have, technically 4 bits, but the first one's 30 seconds and just a little nitpick. They have the new 3DS XL, Special Edition 3DS, and they seem to have a lot of them, because I don't remember as many, 3DS Special Editions coming out since, the 3DS, I don't think the regular DS had got as many Special Editions. Anyway, the new one, the Eevee Special Edition, all it is it's a plain white inside DS, on a 3DS, and on the outside it just has a bunch of brown stripes on the front, and then a picture of Eevee on the back. It's just oh yeah, we forgot to include it. Oh, here it goes. See, it's Eevee related. So it honestly seems like they forgot what they were doing halfway through. And they just slapped on the image.
Now, when you say Eevee, do you mean the Pokemon, or do you mean Natalie Portman from the movie V for Vendetta?
Ha! Yeah, that would make it awesome. But it's Eevee the Pokemon.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's literally on the back, and the front is just a bunch of brown stripes, so it looks like if someone decided to play with their shit and arrange it in a pattern and sell it off as art, that's what the front cover looks like. And the inside is completely white and boring. So
I read someone compared the front to that it looks like your grandma's couch. Just those weird brown stripes, and you're like, what is this? Exactly.
It's really ugly looking. So anyway, there's just that. And then then another thing about 3DS, or the new 3DS game, Animal Crossing, that they had to have a whole page-long announcement and of it in a 3-minute video about how this next Animal Crossing game, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Tom Nook is just a business enthusiast. He's not a loan shark. He's not trying to take your money. He is not evil. They said this about 6 times in the article, and they're really trying to convince you of this. So they said in the new game, they're gonna show the good-heartedness of Tom Nook even more, and to show you how he's just a business enthusiast, and he's not trying to hurt you, and he's not evil. Because he's we're gonna show players. Players think he's all evil, and he's a bad reputation. Well, we're gonna show him how wonderful he is in this new game. So,
I want to know, are they actually going to be showing how wonderful he is, or is this leading to an in-joke in the game in which he would constantly say to you, I'm not a loan shark, I'm a business enthusiast, in quote marks.
Possibly. But
that'd be awesome.
I'm just thinking that, whenever you have a building expansion or anything, he'll actually ask you and give you the choice to, of course you'll probably say yes and go on to the next thing, but at least you have the choice now, so you can't say he's forcing you to get all these upgrades. That's the only thing I can see, that tiny little bit of code that doesn't even matter, because I guarantee everyone's going to say, yes, of course I want a bigger house. But, I don't know, it's just funny that they had to create this. It was their need for this, that they had to put it in there. Nicolas Cage needed to say that he's not a vampire.
That was one of the greatest things ever.
It's just funny that
Tom
this
Nook
needed... Yeah. So I thought it was...
picture he oh, sorry.
I just thought it was hilarious that this needed to be addressed.
Because Tom Nook is freaking crazy.
And they have the official Animal Crossing pages up, animalcrossing.com, and they have 1 million sub-pages about everything, so I'm sure they probably added a page or something about Tom Nook and how lovely and business enthusiast he is and how not evil he is. Okay, so there's that. Then, my last one is, Mo actually told me about this, and it was awesome, about supposed, the Wii U gamepad itself has extra, hardware or stuff built into it, firmware or something, so it has increased functionality, beyond, what it has, now. It can, probably do even further stuff in, later games.
Yeah, so when I told her about it, I used the exact phrase, it has stuff in it, like stuff in it or something.
Yeah.
Those were the exact terms on it.
Well, that's what the press release said, wasn't it?
It was.
It's got, like, stuff inside of it.
They also copyrighted stuff, and they also copyrighted or trademarked something.
Yeah, but that's cool that it's already built in there, so, like how Zombie U used it all in a bunch of cool ways, like even further when, like, Zombie U 2 comes out, other games, they can use the Wii U gamepad in a bunch of really cool ways and stuff.
Yeah, they mentioned the hackers ripped it apart and looked online with that, Richter. Basically, they found out it has firmware built into the pad as well as into the Wii system itself, which means like when you're using a Vita connected with a PlayStation, with the firmware updates, it can improve security, or they could just add, like Stacey mentioned, new stuff like TV was one of the new things they've added to the pad since it launched over there.
It was actually pretty cool when you saw the hackers, because they put up the Wii U gamepad on their little PC, and then they started using the Xbox controller to for the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah,
so that was pretty funny.
Yeah, but I have to say, honestly, hackers aren't that bright, to be fair. I mean, the only reason I say this is I've seen the movie Hackers, and I've seen different movies involving hackers. All they do is just sit there typing random keys until something pops up. It's literally just getting lucky.
Is that what anybody does?
Understanding this.
I thought that's how you hack. You just randomly push buttons until something happens. That's not how you do it.
And remember, you have to hit enter really emphatically so people know that that's the end of what you're typing.
Enter, dramatic, off glasses.
Bam!
Yeah, you hit the button with that, it needs to be like Yu-Gi-Oh! When they draw their final trump card. It's like, jam!
It's time to hack.
I don't think any of this is on topic.
Alright, but yeah, that's my whole thing for this week, for news. So, who's next, you guys?
I will allow Richter to go next.
Alright. First up, NVIDIA announced the price point and a release date for their Android console, which was formerly Project Shield. No, not that Shield. But anyway, it's called the what is it? I guess it's just Shield now, so they just dropped the project part. Okay then. But anyway, it's $350, supposedly comes out in June, and it's basically a dedicated Android console. So it has buttons and a control pad and analog sticks, but only plays Android games.
Is that like the Ouya?
Yeah, kind of. It's more like a portable version. So it'd be like the 3DS version, because it's like a...
Ouya boy.
Yeah, Ouya boy.
Booyah!
Ouya boy.
So we'll see how that
like
is.
the Game Boy. Booyah boy. What are you doing? I'm playing my Booyah boy.
6 batteries and stuff.
That would be the Wii Fit pad.
As long as it's not the Ouya gear, that'd be horrible.
Oh yeah.
Ouya portable. OP.
Ouya Vita. Ouya 3DS.
And next piece of news in the totally obscure and random department.
The Shield portable console's getting an Eevee cover.
Yes, it's brown and runs it with your grandma's couch.
Yeah.
Has a picture of an Android on the back. Wait, they didn't think that through.
We'll picture of Mrs. Doubtfire and the Eevee cover, and we'll say who wore it better.
Nice. But Tecmo Koei is releasing a limited edition of the Nobunaga's Ambition games. I think it's for PC because it's the Windows versions of all 13 of the games. And it has a 12-disc soundtrack and art book, and it comes with a replica arquebus or matchlock rifle for about $500. And it's pretty crazy because there's just all these discs and then a fucking rifle from like the 1500s. And I doubt that'll come out here. But my last piece of news, and honestly the one that I would say I was slightly most excited about and also most disappointed in, that Capcom announced that Phoenix Wright 5, Dual Destinies, it doesn't actually have 5 in the title, but it's the 5th one, I believe it's Dual Destinies, is coming out for the 3DS this fall, and it will be download only. So there's going to be no carts or anything. And it's cool that we're getting it, but God, like, I don't want to download anything on that's, it's going to be $40, I'm sure, but I don't want to spend more than $20 for the download until Nintendo actually has an account, so I can recover it if my 3DS explodes or if I upgrade to the XL.
I heard that's the one where Edgy comes back. Right?
I was just about to say, I posted a news report, ironically, on this, Richter, to Geeky Girl just before you joined us with, and it showed Edgeworth is very likely to be in that game, and they had like a picture of him sporting glasses and stuff. I was like, I have no idea who he is because I don't play those games, but I figured people would probably like that and eat that shit up.
He's the gay lover of Phoenix Wright. After every case, they go to dinner and then they have sex in their hotel room.
He's his ditto.
Yes. Well, see, I imagine that he's also teaching him about what he's going to need for the next, trial, as, pillow talk,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bang my gavel, baby.
No, after they're done, having sex or whatever, and they're talking about, what they're going to do tomorrow, when they're, lying there, naked on the bed. It's Phoenix, right, for the next case, we're going to have to do, blah, blah, and he just talks to them about what he needs to know for the next case while they're, right after they have sex, totally casual.
Now, darling, you bend over and take it up the ass. Objection!
Overruled.
What do I do? Hold it. Hold it. Take that. It's like that Star Fox comic all over again.
And he's like, remember, Phoenix, always press harder.
Was that the end of Richter's news?
Yes, that was all my news.
I thought it was. Okay, so now my news.
Yay!
I warn you now, all three of mine are bizarre newses this week because it's all stuff that's amused me. First up, Namco Bandai have announced a new Pac-Man game. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, a 3D action title released this fall for PS3, 360, Wii U, and PC. With, I think a 2D version's gonna hit 3DS or some shit. But, listen to this description, Rick, then tell me if this is not what jumps into your mind when you hear Pac-Man. When he's not saving Pac-World from Betrayus, ruler of the Netherworlds, Pac-Man enjoys spending his time with his friends, Spiral and Cindelia, who bond with the legendary hero as they cope with the challenges of being a teenager. Ghostly Adventures, Richter, will also tie into a new Disney XD animated series produced by Marvel Studios founder Avid Arad. Pac-Man, who fights for friendship, freedom, and the future, eats and fights ghosts, sometimes with the aid of new powers, one of which transforms him into an iguana dinosaur-faced Pac-Man that uses his tongue to swing along poles.
Like a Yoshi.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
That sounds like they made Pac-Man in the 90s. Like Sonic Underground and shit.
See? Sonic, there you go.
Yeah, but you went about the animated series when you saw the animated series and you had the voice. No.
Yeah.
So to me, this looked like basically they took Mario World. Oh, it's not Mario World. They took Mario Galaxy and just put Pac-Man in it.
They took Mario Galaxy and Luigi's Mansion, and they just merged them together and threw Pac-Man on top, and they're done.
Yeah. But the cool thing with this, Richter, they showed some clips, and it does have throwbacks to the older games where, suddenly there's ghost battles in which you have to run around and grab the pellets, grab the power pill, and eat the ghosts. But it's what the fuck? Okay, moving on. The next bit of news comes from over here. Capcom is celebrating Resident Evil Revelations. I think it's available now in the US, and when this comes out, it should be available in Europe. I saw it was up on the PlayStation Store yesterday.
There's a demo, and you can pre-order it on the store.
Fair enough. But And check out this, Richter, to celebrate Resident Evil Revelations. They've done the first ever blood swimming pool. Near the Olympic Stadium in London, it'll have floating human torsos featuring brains and intestines as lane markers, have zombie lifeguards on duty, and even offer a diving board in the form of a fleshly killed human corpse.
If you wanted to visit, and like, freaking check that out, you should.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
This delightful pool will only be open for just 2 days, with only 100 tickets available each time. But it's a 16-foot by 32-foot pool, measuring 1 meter deep and contains an estimated 55 gallons of water. Why am I going into these figures? They calculated and said in brackets it would have taken the blood of 11,327 individuals to fill the swimming pool with blood. Yeah, fun. It's a short stroll away from Hackney Wick Station. The open-air pool is located in Jupiter Wharf, open to the public for 2 days on the 25th and 26th of this month. The public need to collect commemorative game merchandise by swimming to the bottom of the disease-ridden pool, grabbing game merchandise and coming up. However, some unfortunate person has dared to litter this bloodbath, because at the bottom there's also empty bottles of the T-virus and antivirus vials just lying around, so you don't know what you're grabbing.
Wow.
That was my news. What's Richter's thoughts? Because I know Geeky Girl heard that one when I read it to her.
That sounds... I want to see that as a publicity stunt. I think it's a step above the severed human torso that was going to come with Dead Island Riptide. And it's definitely a step above what some guy did here in for Iron Man 3 from where you're hiring a guy in full SWAT gear to interrupt the movie.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
It's crazy, and it shows you how devoted Capcom is to this, because they now realize, hey, wait, the fans were behind this game. It's a big one. It's taking Resident Evil back to being a survival horror, or back to the original roots. Gamers requested this on the 3DS, so to come here, we can milk the shit out of this. Let's promote the crap out of this, because Capcom realized by promoting this, they're basically saying to gamers, look, we can pay attention to what you want. It's pretty damn clever. And I just love the over-the-topness of a swimming pool filled with blood floating here, and the lifeguards are now going to be covered in zombie makeup. Something tells me this can go horribly wrong, because that makeup starts to burn their eyes, or it's suddenly slippy or something.
I was thinking, what if someone accidentally, dived or something in the pool and it was too shallow and they actually died but nobody noticed?
Yeah, that's another thing. Imagine someone drowned in this pool. The lifeguard's blinded by his zombie makeup and can't go in. No one knows where he is, though, because his corpse is now just floating on top of the water next to all these corpses. So it's like, fuck it, we'll just pretend it's a corpse. Next one. But
for the obligatory joke, are the swimsuits DLC? So you just have to jump in naked unless you pay that extra $4.99.
No, but the lifeguard's life support is DLC. Wait, what? You're drowning. I'm going to save you. But wait, you need to pay me to throw you the life support. No. I'm drowning. Sorry, me saving you is available next Tuesday.
That's wonderful.
But moving on to something completely different, but still over the top awesome. The new Scribblenauts game was announced. Scribblenauts Unmasked, Warner Brothers, have basically, because they make the Scribblenauts, they've gone back through their DC catalogue, and they've promised 2,000 DC Comic Vault characters. And they've said it ranges from 33 variations of Batman to obscure trivia bait who only appeared in a single panel of the Flash comic back in the 70s.
Whoop, whoop.
And each character features like a Wikipedia-style fact sheet about their positions in the DC universe. So if you don't know who the character is, it's there. And it's all like little chibi Batman and shit like that. Like, in the trailer, which is available now, go check out the trailer. Like, I remember Geeky Girl Stacy was laughing at, they typed in that they named someone Super Doomsday because unlike the Nintendo ones from the last Scribblenauts ones, these ones you can edit the characters and put them into character editor. So someone took Doomsday, put a Superman top on him, and put like Green Lantern underwear, and just named him Super Doomsday. And he was flying through fucking space as Super Doomsday.
He kept the Superman cape, but he had the Doomsday head.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was my big news this week.
Woo! Alright, now we're going to go on to the games that we played this week. Let Mole start.
No, I went last time.
You did?
I went last with this one, which means there needs to be a gap in between my stuff and someone else's.
Okay.
Which is one of you two needs to do.
Alright, then we'll have Victor go.
Alright. First game up I was playing this week is Hyperdimension Neptunia V. I'm trying to finish that one off, and it's pretty fun. It's a Japanese RPG. Very silly story. The plot basically revolves around personifications of the different video game systems. So there's a girl that basically represents the Saturn, and one for PlayStation, and one for Wii. And it's pretty fun. Good RPG. I think I like the previous game more than this one, but I still liked it.
Does the one representing the 360 have red hooped earrings?
No, but her default equipment that she comes with is called Red Ring.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. That's the most beautiful thing ever.
Yeah.
And even in one part of the plot, when they each of their nations, they each basically have a country that's, the people that play it. And the Sony girl, her place, their online service gets hacked, and I was like, wow, they bothered putting that in, okay.
Nice. That's just beautiful.
But next game I played was actually a PC game, which is crazy for me. But I was playing a bit of the Penny Arcade on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness Episode 3. And it's like a 16-bit RPG, a lot like Final Fantasy V, I would say, because you get job classes and stuff. And so far, that is also very silly. And it's really cool just because I love job classes and games. So it's pretty fun to play. And one of your characters is a skull in a jar, who apparently is a good magician because he can't really hit anybody. But just silly Penny Arcade stuff. And it continues the plot that was in the first two, which I have also played, that were actually really good games. And so that was the second game. And the third game, trying to do something a little crazy this week, I played Soul Sacrifice on the Vita.
Nice.
And it's, I would say, kind of like a more RPG version of Monster Hunter, because you actually get levels and some stats and stuff, and, excuse me. But it's very similar in that there's, bite-sized quests that you run along, and you fight either a couple of smaller monsters or a big, they're called archdemons there. And you can bring helpers with you, and it's got a lot of multiplayer stuff, and the whole game revolves around if you save or sacrifice things. So when you kill a monster, every monster and archdemon is like a corrupted, creature. So there's these weird, looking creatures, and they're actually like a group of rats that were just mutated. And there's these big disgusting things, and they're like cats, basically. They're just mutated. And a lot of the archdemons are actual humans, with a backstory and stuff.
So it's sort of like Pokemon Colosseum and XD with the dark Pokemon.
Kinda. They're just really twisted forms. But
Nice.
when you kill them, you can either save them, which gives you defense and health experience, or you can sacrifice them to get stronger. And one of the mechanics I haven't had a chance to play with because I haven't done multiplayer, but when a player dies, you can either save them at the cost of half of your health, or you can sacrifice them to make a giant explosion and damage the monster.
Nice.
So so it's kind of a cool thing, and there'd be a dick that'll sacrifice you right off the bat if you die, which won't help. But
Hiya.
but when you're even if you're sacrificed in that manner, you can't come back, but you can still help out because you can still see the monster's weakness and you can highlight it for other people. And so there's a couple things you can still do instead of just basically sitting there waiting for the round to end. But so far, it's pretty cool.
Since you mentioned that with the Pokemon thing, I kind of want to see that now. Like, the Pokemon that don't get saved, they're kind of like shadow, like mutated forms of their previous selves. like you see like a frickin' Zubat that didn't get saved. And now it's like kind of like a spitter like zombie thing or something just flying around like no one ever bothered to catch me or save me.
That's nothing. You need to go play Skylanders if you want fucked up. I'm sorry, I love the fact Skylanders, it tells you, okay, all these Skylanders were transported into little figures and sent into our world. We need to grab these figures, put them on the portal to save their existence. Which means if you're going to shop and you look at them in a bargain bin anywhere, whenever some of them are in bargain bins now that the giants are out and stuff, think to yourself, this is someone's soul here, and we just disregarded it into a bargain bin.
You just grab one, you're like, I don't need another fire one. Sorry. And you just sit there crying in the package.
Yeah.
Why?
I can buy Spyro separately. Cool, I was looking for another Spyro. Oh, wait, no, putting back Dark Spyro. Then the good Spyro's looking at you like, you're an evil person.
I will remember you.
But I think it's time for your games this week, Stacey.
Absolutely. So I've been still playing game dev. I'm so happy that I finally got up to another saving point in which it didn't save right before I was about to die. So I actually can go back and use the saving point this time. So I've gotten up to where we're starting to use the Wii and stuff. So of course they have like all the Wii, or actually it's not the Wii, it's called the Woo. So so it's really, yeah. So you have Woo, I can't say it, Woo music, and you have like Woo sports and stuff, and it's like, it's just so freaking funny, all the knockoffs. And like, what is it, Murray and, what was it? Murray and Lewis, I think, or something like that, because it's instead of Mario and Luigi, and they're the Italian brothers.
Mario and Lewis. Tell me, as game developer, please tell me you made Lewis's mansion.
I did. I made Lewis's mansion too, Ghosty Souls or something like that. And it didn't do very well. It failed, so like it didn't do very well. Although I'm still sticking to, apparently now I got to the point where all I can make is RPGs because anything else I make will fail. So, like, yeah, it's gotten to that point. I don't know. Although there's this
Are you Square Enix?
Apparently. Although, there is an unusual thing right now where all the training I can do, because you get more training as you go on. But right now, all the training for people's options is pirate games. So they really want me to, like, play pirate games. Like, that's, like, that, like, one game, or that one genre of games, I guess, or type, is in the training. Like, no other, it doesn't specify for any other type of game, but it's like study pirate games.
Why not? You could be the next Sid Meier.
Apparently, but I'm just saying that it's odd that they specify that one category out of, like, the 40 topics you can use for, like, all the games. Make a pirate game, goddammit. Why haven't you made the pirate game? We're giving you pirate training, aren't you gonna use it? Like, it's like, oh my god. So I've been trying to do that, make more pirate games. Although I have to be RPG pirate games. Although I kind of liked, I made a historical pirate game that's a simulation. So,
See, when you talk about that, I'm thinking of an actual game I played years back. Did any of you play Pirates of the Caribbean on Xbox?
No.
The one where you run around and got souls and stuff?
The, like, RPG one?
I just remember, like, the kind of action-y one where you, like, got souls for the sword. I never played it, but I remember reading about it.
Yeah, they did one where it was basically an RPG. It was Sid Meier's Pirates, but with Pirates of the Caribbean. It had so much stuff in that game, so much potential. It would have been fucking awesome. Except for it constantly corrupted saves and so many glitches stopped it being good. However, if they just fixed it, that game would have been so good.
I kind of imagined this game like have you ever seen that commercial, not commercial, but I think maybe it was a Family Guy thing, or maybe it was a commercial, about this woman who, when they're having some kind of role-playing while they're, like, having sex or something about a pirate, who's like, you're not taking this seriously. So what he does, like, now back in, like, the dream, like, kind of setting they're in, where he's, like, a pirate, but he has, like, all this like horrible like mouth decay because like toothbrushes and stuff weren't invented then, and then he has like he has like all the like diseases and stuff. It's like I only took my baths once a year and stuff, and like that's how seriously he's taking it now. So that's how I imagine my historical simulation pirate game would go. But it actually did really well. So
hell, the pirate genre may be coming back this year.
Maybe.
With Assassin's Creed 4 being set around pirates, last time they did with the previous Assassin's Creed, we suddenly got a load of games around the same era with the same tone. We may get a load of pirate games.
That's cool. So another game that I've been playing was I just got Lego City. Undercover. Yeah, I can make sure. So it's not the 3DS one, although that's really good. When I get my 3DS, I'll play that too. But yeah, so I got it, and it's like freaking amazing. Like, I love the humor and stuff in it. Like, I had to laugh like how meta it was. Like, there was a freaking Lego store in Lego City, the game. Like, like that's so crazy. And like now when I'm playing this game, and since like the first one was bank robbing clowns, every time I see a clown now I try to arrest them. Like, oh, the clown, that's illegal. Yeah, so I pretty much...
I believe that's profiling.
I just can't help it now, because all these clowns, they look the same. Like, I want to arrest, like, all the frickin' clowns. What else have I played this, there's another one. What was it? Crap. I'm forgetting now, the third game that I played.
Angry Birds, Justin Bieber edition?
No, I'm telling you, I can't even remember. Oh my god, what was it? Was it a PC game? I don't honestly remember. So, that's it, I guess. Alright, go on to more.
My ones were, like I mentioned last week, I was going to be playing the same shit. Didn't play Resident Evil anymore, since I completed Leon's story. I'll be playing that again soon, like this weekend, but I've been playing Dragon Age Origins. Completed it. And then I went on to it, and I'm currently playing through Dragon Age Awakening. Kind of enjoying both of those. I made myself a mage this time. And I gotta say, Rick, have you played the expanded packs?
Only the one where you play as the bad guys.
The Darkspawn Chronicles?
Yes.
The alternate one? Yeah, this one, the expanded one. Basically, after all the shit that's happened in the first one, which, yes, I saved myself by doing the dark ritual. I was like, fuck it, she was my love interest. She asked me to have sex with her to save the world. Sure, whatever floats her boat. But I did it, which made me laugh because it comes up with a trophy. Congratulations, you've done the dark ritual, you saved your life. I was like, wait, so if I hadn't done the dark ritual, I wouldn't have saved my life? Gee, thanks for telling me that, considering I bought DLC set after this game. But in Origins, I didn't get the girl. I can't remember how I got it the first time I played this game, but I didn't get the girl in, the chantry robes. You remember her, don't you, Victor, the redhead?
Yes, yeah, the Liliana, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't get her this time. I didn't get her for some reason. But
they didn't fix... Was it because there was some bug where people couldn't get her, or they had a lot of trouble.
Well,
I was hoping they fixed it.
I don't know, the first time I got her, this time I didn't, which is weird, but Shale turned on me. And I had to kill her.
Wait, is this the one that you brought along?
Yes.
You shouldn't have?
I brought her along with me because she was my golem. She was like my tank, and I was concentrating on being a healing mage. We go there, and there's this thing with, okay, what are you gonna do? And my love interest says, don't destroy this anvil of power, because if I destroy it, I don't get the power. And I'm like, okay, I want to make her happy. She's my love interest. Fuck it, I'll follow my dick on this one. Then when I did, suddenly Shale goes, no, how dare you? I am a golem. I obey the golems, and attacks me with the fucking room of golems, which means I end up killing her. Then, not just then, Victor, though, but next bit, I'm going across through the city. The assassin who was on my team, he betrays me. So I end up killing him too. He just randomly chooses to. One of the crows interrupts me. So then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to go join them," and assaults me. I'm like, "Okay, fuck it, you can die too," and killed him. Which meant at the end mission, you remember the big end mission where your team spread up between how you divided them? My main team, what's her name? Morrigan. She, the love interest, she was with me. Alistar was with me, and who was the third one with me? The troll. Not the troll, the dwarf guy, he was with me.
The Kunari or whatever?
Yeah, he was with me.
I forget his name, but yeah.
And then across the city, during the part where I made me plays across the city, I was stuck with Stan and Dog. And Stan had no weapons.
Wow.
So I constantly played as Dog against, like, big fucking ogre, and it's like, what the fuck? But I completed that bit, I've gone on to Awakening now. In Awakening, Victor, you get probably one of my favourite companions. There's a Grey Warden who died, and you end up bringing a spirit back from the dead with you that possesses his body, which now means you've got like this ghost zombie Grey Warden on your side.
Wow.
But in Awakening, they've done something awesome. The Darkspawn talk.
Really?
Yes, something has made them sentient. I don't know what it is, I haven't completed it yet, but something's made them sentient. And they're now focused in groups, and they're split up into different divisions and stuff. It's like, this is kind of cool. The only downside to Awakening is, and I'll wrap up this one quickly, but the downside to Awakening is, unlike Origins, where it was like, cool mission, okay, this one's a story-driven mission, and this one's this type of mission. All of these missions involve just walking across, being assaulted by waves of enemies, and a bit of story. Wow. But it's still pretty fun. Although, the cool thing, because my character lived, he was this awesome healing mage by the end of Origins, which means when it comes time to Awakening, I'm still leveling up, and I was still the same level, still the same powers. Which means now I've increased the shit out my offense and defense a bit too, which means I have shitloads of buffs that make me almost immortal.
Wow.
And I'm now working on my offense of like fucking die by fire and shit.
God modded.
Like, yeah, I've literally God modded myself at this point, but I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Looking forward to, which means after I beat Awakening, I get to do witch hunting, which I get to track down my love interest after she disappeared in Origins.
And took your child.
Yeah, and took my child.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a case of, oh, you found her, yes. Okay, and then boom, DLC on the disc DLC of child support. Because that would just annoy the crap out of me. But, no.
I mean, if you're tracking her down, you probably deserve that.
Yeah.
You could have just left well enough alone, but no.
But yeah, I've done pretty well with that. I'm going through Origins, and I'm going to go through Awakening, Witch Hunt. Then I will watch the movie we watched last week. Then I will play 2 with the new DLC I bought today for 2 of the Assassin story, where you get this red-headed assassin. Then, after that, I'm going to watch the internet mini-series of 6 episodes about that assassin character.
Cool.
So yes, basically I'm just Dragon Aging the crap out of it now.
Yay!
Wow.
I'm
Dragon Age month.
Yeah, I'm hooked on Dragon Age. It's awesome.
Alright.
I got hooked on it the first time I played it too, but now I got the second one too. It's like, oh my god, I can go through this. Like, just the first game alone, I spent over 20 fucking hours on this shit. Like I explained with the second one, over 30 fucking hours. These games are worth the price. Which makes me laugh, because you'll get some people say, oh yeah, this game's so fucking worth it. It's like, I don't know, Assassin's Creed or some shit. Or, don't get me wrong, Assassin's Creed's cool, but they'll be like, oh, buy this new shooter game. Okay, cool. How much gameplay did you get out of it? I don't know, about 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
No.
And you're like, wait, how is this game cheaper? Because like you can get now, you can get Origins if you haven't already got it still, Richter. You can get that with Awakening and 9 DLC packs for like $25.
Yeah.
Sounds
over there.
like what's what I'm doing.
You should do that. It's fucking awesome, and play through this game. It's fucking awesome. Highly recommend Origins. Origins, the DLC, and 2 to everyone. Ready for when 3 comes out this year. But yeah, so that was the end of my week.
Oh.
Opinion piece.
Yes. Do. Alright, now the time where we talk about our opinions, and the topic for this time is about violence in the media towards games and video games, and whether games are too violent and whatnot. So I'm just going to start off with saying that...
Can I just say one small thing? I kind of forgot that was the opinion piece when I wrote the news. I reminded you near the time what the opinion piece was, but I just realised now we're going to be talking about whether or not video games are too violent, in which just moments ago in the news I described a swimming bath filled with fucking blood, guts, which means, yeah, it's going to be hard to defend this stuff.
So do you want to, just pause it for a second and, choose a different topic?
No, I like that fact.
Okay. Okay. So it's the topic we're going to go and discuss starting now. Okay, I'm just going to say that people are using violence for video games as a scapegoat for parents not reading the boxes. Because I will tell you, and I'm going to tell you my personal story. I was 10 years old. It was Thanksgiving. And my cousins were 6 years old, and they were playing Call of Duty with Nazi zombies or whatever. And yeah, so they're playing that, and afterwards, my cousin pretty much grew up to just love freaking Nazi stuff, Nazi memorabilia, and everything. And do you know why this is? It's not the game's fault. He's 6 years old. He probably shouldn't plan on the Thanksgiving, because he probably spend Thanksgiving to do other stuff with family and things.
It's because, as I've mentioned in the past, that kid he was probably waiting to go to Disneyland or something. He was waiting for the train, it was delayed, and he realised, you know what, when Hitler was in charge, the trains ran on time.
But the point is that, my Aunt Kathy should have totally freaking, read the box. It says, not for 6-year-olds, not for 7-year-olds, not for people who are, under the age of, 15, 16, 17 or something like that. Is M, 17?
Have you read any of these boxes?
Me? I don't have to look at this crap because I'm not giving it for kids. I'm just getting it for me.
I know if you're saying parents and people need to start reading the boxes, and what does it actually say in the box? Is 15, 16, 17 or some shit?
It's a high
I'm sure
age
there
of
is that.
teenager.
The age rating is 17 and some shit.
It's a high age of teenagerness. And so the point is, it's not for kids under the age of 10. I'll just put it out there for.
Oh, I agree. Parents need to accept responsibility for stuff like that. A big example is, for example, Resident Evil over here is rated as 18, which is the same as porn and really fucking graphic movies. Which means, I'm sorry, it clearly says 18 on the box. You don't buy that for a kid. Now, I'm not going to say, kids, you have to wait till you turn 18 to play these games. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I honestly believe a 13, 14, 15-year-old could cope with those games if he's been raised right. For example, when I was a kid, I'll be honest, I played Grand Theft Auto when it was on PlayStation 1. I wasn't 18. I watched Child Play, I watched Freddy Krueger, I watched Jason and stuff. And I'm not turning into one of those people that shoots up schools or commits murders and stuff like that. Because I was still raised to know, hey, what happens in a video game is just a video game.
It's not reality, nor should it be a suggestion of things you should do in reality.
Yeah, it's like I was on a construction site a while back. You don't see me jumping up and trying to smash the blocks with my head just because I played Mario. I didn't know that's stupid.
I almost want to do that now, paint one with a question mark on it, and it'll be actually a cardboard box or something, and if you jump up hard enough, candy or something will come out.
If you jump up hard enough, you will get a star. There'll be multiple going around your head like a cartoon.
I was thinking it'd be a great piñata if you weekly duct tape, the bottom box, and if you jump up hard enough, the tape will break and all the candy will fall out on your head. That'd be cool.
She's mentioning duct tape and stuff that's adult. No, you know what? I'm gonna let the rape joke go again this week. No more rape jokes this week. They're free to go.
like, I'm insane, just putting that out there.
But we actually have a parent here.
We do?
Yes, you. Stay on that. What's his opinions?
Yeah, I definitely agree that if you raise the kids right, then they're not going to be psychopaths, because, like Chris, when I was young, I played games that I probably shouldn't have and saw movies that I shouldn't have, but I'm still not a psycho as far as I know. And I probably let my kids play, I let my kid play kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but there's no blood or anything like that. So even though there's violence, I try to teach him, like, no, you don't go hitting people. You can do it in a game, but you don't do it in real life. And when I'm playing, like super violent games, I wait till he's in bed. Or thankfully, some games have options where you can turn off excessive violence and language, which is awesome. So it gives me an excuse to fudge it a bit and start playing it a little bit earlier than I probably should.
Yep.
And I think more games need that because, that helps out people like me that want to play games but have people that are clinging on them all the time.
I used to do that when I was babysitting. I'd mute it and or turn off the blood or something and have subtitles, and that's what I would play while the kids were in bed. I was waiting for the parents to come back.
And see, you do get stuff like that even with kids stuff too, ironically. Because I'll be honest, my little niece and nephew and stuff like that, when my nephew was a little younger, when he first started to watch Power Rangers, the first thing he did was pick up a stick and hit me.
Yeah, that's kids.
Yeah, and then he picked up a stick and then he hit his dad while screaming, Ranger Sword, as he's doing it. And his dad said, no, that's wrong. Which, no joke, I said, yeah, it's called Power Sword. And then he goes, Power Sword, and hits his daddy, which his dad's like, you're not helping. Well, that's not what I was mad at.
Well, I mean, I know that even before I played violent video games, I did stuff like that. I played like X-Men with my friends, before there were games. Kids just hit each other. You just teach them not to.
Yeah, it's like when I was
tape the silverware to your knuckles and pretend you're Wolverine, because I did that.
No, no, I never did that.
You're not allowed to be Wolverine. You're a girl. You have to be X13.
I wanted to be Wolverine, so that's what I did. I taped the knives to my knuckles, and I was Wolverine. It was awesome. And I played outside, and it was so much fun.
Were they metal?
Yeah, it was metal.
Did you grab plastic?
No, they were metal.
Plastic, I think, would have been funnier.
They weren't sharp. They were butter knives. So
Yeah, it's like when I was. Yeah, it's like when I was a kid, we used to play with obviously the wrestling stuff, where, and no joke, and this may be one of the most stupidest thing ever, we had a big concrete shed, at the back of one of my friend's houses, where it was like garage, it was built across, and you could climb up on top of it. We climbed up on top of that, a few of our friends, and no joke, had a Royal Rumble, which consisted of throwing people off the shed.
That sounds like kids.
The one time I was grateful to be the fat one. My extra weight made me hard. But the kids do that shit. But yeah, going back to the topic at hand, I do think the media and people who don't play video games blame games way too much.
Yeah.
A big example of this would be, and it was a tragedy what happened, I am not excusing what happened, but one of the recent American school shootings, you remember it? The big one?
Mm-hmm.
Are you waiting for someone to say which one?
Yeah, no, basically, on that, apparently the guy's brother then got harassed on Facebook because they looked up his last name of the killer. They found him, and they saw under likes Mass Effect, and they're like, oh my god, that's a shooter, no, rabble. And started to just insult him, to which, like he said, for fuck's sake, I'm not in prison, it was my brother that did this, I'm an adult, I'm playing games that I like, back the fuck off. I had enough to deal with the fact my brother's just been arrested.
Yeah.
For what the hell he's done. I'm going through this. I don't need to be accused of this stuff just because I play Mass Effect. What the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, people jump all over this shit way too much.
Yeah, they do. Well, I feel that they dig until they find that someone played a game. And with how much it's in the culture, even if someone doesn't consider themselves a gamer, people that aren't movie buffs watch movies. So odds are people have tried a game at some point. So a guy goes crazy, and then they're just like, oh, look, they don't even care how long he played it, or, just if there's evidence that he played at some game, they'll just be like, oh, he must have played Call of Duty, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
They just keep digging until they find something that they want, and then they just run with it, which is kind of shameful on our media.
Yeah, it is. And the thing that's worse is, admittedly, video game laws, in my opinion, need to be tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's way too many instances of kids getting hold of these games. While, like I said, it's up to the parents whether or not their kid can handle it earlier on or whatever. However, it shouldn't be as easy as it is for kids that can't handle it to access these games. It should be monitored the same way movies are.
They have,
I wouldn't expect a 10-year-old to be able to go into, and what shops do you have over there? Best Buy and Walmart and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't expect them to go into that and pick up fucking AVP on DVD and hand it in to the cashier and have them just look at it and have them look down and sign it. Just like I shouldn't expect a little kid to go in there and buy a fucking Call of Duty game, which happens in shops across the country because the video game laws, I believe, are more optional.
It depends on the
frowned upon.
Well, it depends on the state because when I worked in a game store, they were trying to pass a law that like literally you'd go to jail if you sold a game to under 18, even though it's 17 and older on the package. As a store policy, as a company policy, you couldn't sell it to anyone under 18. I actually loved when like a 10-year-old would come up with like Grand Theft Auto, and I look at his mom and I'm like, this has like lots of killing and violence and bad words. Are you sure it's okay? And they look at the kid and they go, what? And the kid's like, but mama, and she's like, no, never mind, we're not going to get it. And the kid's all like, he glares at me, and I just glare right back at him, and I'm just like, no way, dude, you're trying to ruin my hobby. Get the hell out of here.
What you need to do is
force the shit out of it.
What you need to do when the kid glares at you, you need to take Grand Theft Auto and go, thank God this was the last copy. I've been looking for this. Put it to the side with your name on it.
But I just want to mention, they have a system in Walmart. It's not planted for video games, but about a year ago for Father's Day, I bought my dad like the special edition of like all the Alien movies in a bundle, right? And like from 1 to like I forget, there's like 7 or whatever. But the thing is, when I bought it, an alarm went off. Like I mean, like an alarm went off, like you think I was stealing it or something, like when you walk out, like the whole, like I got like 6 different people approaching me, and they're like, are you old enough to buy this game? And I'm like, what? And this is last year, I'm like 23. So, like, yeah, they had to check, and then 6 different people had to check my ID and stuff, and like, you have a second ID? And I'm like, what? And then like, so I had to go through all this stuff to buy like the 6 or 7 pack of Alien. They should do that for freaking video games, like, oh my god.
I have to say to you, Stacey,
Mm-hmm.
There's been 4 Alien movies.
Really? Only 4? I thought there was like 6 or something. 4
Alien movies. There may have been 7 if you include AVP into the Alien movies and Prometheus at the time, which is just one of the recent year ones. However, there was Alien, best one, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien, Resurrection, which was the Alien quadology. Then you've got AVP 2, which is even worse. Then you have Prometheus, which is just asks more questions than it raises.
So, I don't know, maybe it was the AVP too, but the thing is, like, literally, like, everybody at all the registers in Walmart looked at me, it stopped, and, like, 6 different managers approached me, and they asked for 2 different forms of ID, which I happened to have on me. That's the kind of stuff that they should do, like, at least in some video game stores. I'm not saying to the extent, but at least try some of it, you know? Like, they don't need 2 IDs or something. But if a child goes off, you might want someone to approach them or something, you know? Because, like, what if they're friends, you know? Or sometimes, like, you know, you have, like, your kid and their kid brother who's, like, just, like, turned 17, he has his license and takes the kids to the store. He's not a parent either. And then they go to the store and they buy the game.
I had the opposite of that. No joke, Stacey.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, when I think it was right after the game Manhunt got banned after the killings and stuff. Basically, I had something which was just like, you're shitting me, right? I went into a supermarket and I tried to pick up one of the Lego games.
Which one?
Can't remember which one now. It was one of them. I think it was like Lego Star Wars or some shit.
Yeah.
But they're like 7 years and over or something.
Okay.
No joke. The store said to me, sorry, we can't sell it. I said, why not? We need ID. I'm like, I'm over 7. I said, I know, but the law says we need ID on all people to verify their age when they're buying games. I'm like, I'm over 7! Well, I mean,
Maybe, well,
part of
maybe
me
you're
is
too
thinking,
old. Maybe they're questioning you if you're a pedophile. So you're too old to buy the game.
No, part of me thinks they're thinking I'm like a cartoon character of like multiple children and stacked up on top of each other to seem like an adult.
Yes.
It may have been my fault for wearing a brown trench coat and a hat. No.
And talking down to your
I'm
stomach.
I'm talking
No,
weird.
move to the side.
Yeah, I'm talking down and also wobbling to and from.
That would have been funny. You should do that now.
I don't have a brown trench coat, but I thought if it's not used for flashing, I was going to say, I don't have a brown trench coat like that. I just look like a sex offender. Good job.
Yeah, my brown one's my good flashing one. I'm not going to wear it for that.
Yeah.
I could all
My
the stains
flashing
on it
one.
and everything, you know.
That's the best. But no. Violence in the media. Not in the media. In the video game media, we should say. Yeah, like we said, they're taking the piss with some of this stuff. I understand a lot of it, but some of it just comes down to common sense. Also, what doesn't help is idiots who are fighting on their side. For example, Jack Thompson.
Oh.
Yeah, we all know Jack Thompson. Every time he turned around and was like, "Oh, don't buy your Grand Theft Auto 5. Rah, rah, rah. And he's advertising on the news like, "Don't buy Grand Theft Auto 5. Because did you know in Grand Theft Auto 5, there's over 200 different types of weapons, and it lets you kill everyone. Everyone. Hell, you can even pick up a rocket launcher, blow up a fucking hooker, steal your money back after you had sex with her, go get cocaine, steal a car, drive back to your base, and who wants that? Suddenly everyone's logging online, pre-order.
That sounds like something that would be very likely to happen.
Okay, I don't think he didn't word it quite like that, but you get people like him on there that's like, "Oh my god, it's such the violentest game ever." And as a result, the way he presents it makes the game get more pre-orders.
That sounds very possible.
It does. Like, he tried to boycott Grand Theft Auto 4, wasn't it? And it sold more than 3.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's like, stop this. If you want to do this right, you need to present a case, you need to have studies, you need to prove stuff. It can't just be facts and figures you pull out your ass.
It can't be, we don't like this.
Yeah, or it can't just be, look, it's got violence in it. Who cares?
The world is violent. You know what I want to talk about? Want to talk about violence? Talk about all the fracking stuff that people claim is news. News today, more people died somewhere. Here's the pictures. Yeah. Here's the videos. We're not going to tell you where or tiny print because it doesn't matter. You just want to see them die. Like, and that's the news.
Yeah, but I was saying, the thing with that is, for example, with video games, Call of Duty. Okay, but whether or not you like it, doesn't matter. We're using this as an example. It's about war. It's about shooting. But yet, the media handles that in a worse way than Saving Private Ryan. And Saving Private Ryan has fucking shitloads of violence and is a well-done film and stuff like that, yes. But there are two things about war. Some people argue it's because you get more involved with your character and you're playing, 'cause it's like it's stuff you've actually done. I call bullshit. Because I'm sorry, I've played Wii Sports. I know for a fact I'm out of shape.
It's like, because I can, I'm perfect in Wii bowling. But when I go to the bowling alley, I'm not rolling 3 or 4 strikes at a time.
Yeah.
I've played, Trauma Center. I don't try to be a surgeon. I don't think I'm a surgeon.
Yeah. It's like Stacy's played Brain Academy. She's still as dumb as a dog licking an electric fence.
Shut up. Although, if I saw that, I would totally upload that to YouTube.
What, of a dog going,
Yes. Yes, I would.
Every time it licks, it's like,
I'll quit it. I'll quit it.
Yeah. All although on the sad side, I will admit that I wanted to try out what the dog collar actually feels like when the dog gets electrocuted for the electric fence, because I want to know if it was good for my friend's dog. So I actually electrocuted myself a little bit, and it really doesn't hurt that bad at all. Like, it's really nothing, and that's why I didn't keep my friend's dog out, because if they really want to go past it, it's not going to stop them, because it's not that strong at all.
See, I approve of this concept. I think all women should wear special collars around the neck that stop them leaving the kitchen.
Shut up.
I'm all about both that. And hell, go a step further. Make it like one of those dog collars where if they speak in too high and too loud a voice, it'll shock them too, so they know to be very quiet and respectful while in the kitchen.
God.
Well, this has just lost complete.
I said at least it's not.
Then you're gonna get some violence from video games.
I said at least it's not a rape joke.
That is true. But wait, I'm working on it. No.
Oh my goodness! I think we're getting a little off track here.
We were getting off track. Let's go back to the big, beautiful, bold mind that is Rick the Hammer.
Okay. I don't know what else you'd want me to say, but yeah, it's.
Just what if you what your kids like? What do you think is appropriate for your kids? Like, what's the highest rating thing that you would get them? Do you think they could handle?
I let them play. My son, my daughter can't. She's too young to play anything, so she can't even grip a controller. But I let him play a couple of T for Teen games, depending. Like, I don't let him play Left 4 Dead or anything crazy like that. But Dynasty Warriors is okay because he's the only 6-year-old who knows historic figures from Japan and China and stuff. So
except for Japanese kids.
Yeah, no, probably even them. But like George Washington, he's like no, but
they know.
Yeah, he probably knows more of them than presidents, but I don't know.
To be fair, Japanese kids know historic Japanese figures like Goku and Ash.
Yeah, But yeah, I'll let them. You know, I don't mind some violence as long as it's not super gratuitous or anything, because I'm not sure exactly, if you play some of that stuff, if it can, desensitize you. I don't think so, but at the same time, I didn't play that until I was somewhat of a maladjusted teenager anyway, so I'm not quite sure if starting from 5 what it would do.
Well, yeah, that's because when you were a kid, the only game available was Trying to Start Fire or Inventing Wheels.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, growing up in a gangster town, I kind of watched R-rated movies and started playing T for Teen games or M-rated games when I was 12. So
yeah,
because I'm exposed to that violence every day. The first time I ever heard the first swear word was when I was in 1st grade. So. And that's
you're trailer trash. You're used to violence. I'm kidding. You're so not. I've seen pictures of our house. It's in a nice looking area.
That's because we're on the edge of the city, and right next to it, if you literally go a block away, when my cousin drives here, and if he literally gets 1 block away and he gets lost, he'd be like, I don't know where I am, and people are trying to sell me drugs, and this woman won't stop looking at me. If he literally goes 1 block away from us, off the trail. But yeah, I think if you go off the right settings and stuff, and you can understand it, and.
Oh, a great piece of advice for any parent. The TV and the video game console are not babysitters.
Yeah.
That's how
what you need to do is if you buy your kid a game and you're not sure whether or not the kid can handle it, play it first. See what's actually in it. I mean, yeah, okay, it's fine. Oh no, you're gonna have to learn how to play that. Boo fucking who? People have to do that shit all the time. I learned with watching my niece and nephew how to play with some child's toys I've never played with in my life and don't have an interest in, just so I knew how they worked and whether or not they were dangerous and stuff.
Yeah.
It's when the new game comes out this year, which should be available soon, in next month or 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadow. It's a teen-rated Turtles game set in the Nickelodeon show, which I know my nephew loves. I'm going to sit down with that game. I'm going to play the crap out of it. I was planning to get it anyway with that one, so this may be a bad example, but I'm not going to let him touch that game until I know, okay, how much violence is in this, how much blood's in this, can he handle this? Yeah. And even then, I'm only going to try him once and see how he reacts during the week after it, and then put him back on it again and see how it happens.
I did the same thing with babysitting, except with movies. Like, I'd go watch, like, a movie first to see if it was okay, to show whenever I was babysitting, so. Because you don't want to, like, scare them out. Like, my friend was going raving about Coraline, so, this is a bad example, one instance where I didn't do that, and I was like, she was like, oh, watch Coraline, and it's great. And I'm showing it to this, like, 8-year-old, and she's like, my parents are never gonna see me again, they're gonna leave me forever. And, like, I'm like, oh my god! So that's, like, one instance where I totally should have, like, watched that movie first, and
to be fair with that, that was geared as a family-ish film, but you never really know what a child's gonna... Some things you don't know what a child's gonna get scared of. For example, my niece got scared watching an episode of, I think it was Victorious on Nick once.
Well, she got, like, extra...
When they did, like, a Halloween episode, and I was like, really?
She got extra scared because her father does go away on business trips, like, a lot. Like, throughout the UK and, like, Europe and stuff. So, like, that's, like, pretty legitimate fear for her that I did not think about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't know how kids are going to react sometimes to stuff like that. Even if it's fairly innocuous, sometimes they just, grab something and they're like, oh my god, like, there's a, like if they watch a scary movie and they're like, oh, under my bed there's going to be a monster. And you're like, your bed's on the ground. Nothing can fit under there. And they just sometimes have an irrational fear of something that they've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared. Well, I'm scared this, like, zombie-looking thing's going to come and grab me. Ah, that's what we get. We never should have let him watch Moonwalker. Okay, I'm sorry, I know he's dead, but I had to make that joke.
Oh, he's not dead. He keeps appearing on shirts everywhere I go, and he won't leave me alone.
It's like it was a choice. I had a choice out of that joke or the other joke of, I know, 'cause I don't totally know what the people mean by that. Oh yeah, whatever you do in games makes you want to do it in real life. Hell, I recently just robbed a jewelry store so I could get loads of rings and live forever.
I don't know. I recently grabbed a couple of people, bought some armor and some swords, and I went and saved the damn world.
And I believe Stacy recently used video game logic in real life.
Because I pulled over every single car, and I yelled, police business, and they had to give me their car immediately. And I just wanted to...
No, I mean about Stacy recently, I assumed used video game logic for something. Which wasn't a violent video game, but she had to go from her college back to her home now the semester's over or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, with the amount of shit she had, she had to use fucking Tetris logic to pack that shit in.
I actually didn't do that. That was my mother, but luckily she's the master of both Pac-Man and Tetris, because no joke, freaking New Jersey diner, I'm down, in the very edge of New Jersey, kind of in the Capes area, like, she set the high score, because we sat there for like 4 hours, and she got like the high score in the arcade game. So she knows her stuff, so that's how I know if she can do it in real life, she could totally do it, if she can do it in the game, she can totally do it in real life for the package.
I'm hoping she hummed the Tetris theme while packing the car.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't there, I kept bringing more stuff down for her, but...
And just
let her do it.
And based on her saying her mother's the master of Pac-Man, you need to show her the new trailer for the new Pac-Man game.
Gonna be all over that.
Then next week on XGR news, Stacy's mother is no longer speaking to her.
Well, she'd probably be pissed because she always played like the Miz Pac-Man, so she'd probably be pissed that the Pac-Man is not like Miz, but it's a guy.
DLC. Wait for it.
DLC sex change.
Yeah.
We added a bow.
But I think we can call it quits now.
Yeah, alright. Well, I'm going to say thanks for joining again for another XGR.
XGR.
Okay, I was Anastasia, Kiki Girl. And we have Chris the Mole.
I was Chris, a.k.a. the Mole, a.k.a. your god.
And we also had Victor Hammer, the sad gamer, stay-at-home dad gamer.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Rick the Hammer, the on-the-disc DLC of Xpound.
Alright, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, goodbye!